Hey, what's up? We'll be having a look at a Fisher & Paykel dryer that is showing an error 4 code. So error 4 is a code that is related to the heating of your dryer. Yours might look different to this one, but the principle runs the same across different models, so this will apply to your model as well. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver to be able to carry out this repair. So what happens with error 4, it'll be showing you this on the screen and blaring out this annoying noise, and you'll be racking your head trying to find out what's going on with this dryer. So don't be alarmed. Error 4 is simply telling you that there's something wrong with the heating of the dryer and you need to sort it out. So I can show you how to reset that error, but for me to just show you that error without you finding out what triggered that error, you'll be back in the same position that you found yourself in. So we're going to do a couple of checks before we go ahead and reset the sensor that is in the dryer that takes care of that error 4 message. What you want to do is you want to turn on your dryer, power it up, and as you see, if you're lucky enough, or if it's not too severe, it's going to just go straight back to the menu and select the time dry option and press start. So what that does is we want to check to make sure that the drum is turning properly, and as I can see on mine, it's turning really nicely. There's no lagging, there's no resistance to the turning of these wheels in there. So there's about 2 wheels on each side of the dryer. So one on this side and another one on the right side. So what happens sometimes, those wheels lose their roundness and they're flat, and then it starts not turning properly, and when it doesn't turn properly, that sensor at the back senses that the heat is not flowing properly and it triggers that error 4 as well. So if yours is turning properly like this, then you're good. Sometimes what also happens is there's another pulley wheel inside there that goes bad, and the belt itself that drives your dryer might be gone. So if your belt's gone, it won't be turning like this, but if yours is turning like this and it's nice and proper, then we're gonna have a look at the condensing unit, which is what takes care of converting that steam into water and then draining it out. So the condensing unit on your dryer will be at the bottom left hand corner, which can be opened by just pulling that tab, and there'll be 2 blue tabs which you twist inwards or outwards to unlock it. When you unlock it, pull it, there you go, and it comes out. So this is your condensing unit. This is what converts your steam from your clothes into cold water, and then you drain it out through here. So what you want to do when you have a look at this, you want to have a look in there, probably go outside in the sun and make sure that you can see all the way through this to the other side to make sure that there's nothing stuck in there. And then you also want to check in here that there's no fluff or anything in there that's obstructing the heat exchange. So that's what you want to check as well. Another thing you want to have a look at is your filter. So when you're done, you can just put it back in. So with every dry cycle, there will be a filter. So you want to make sure you check the filter to make sure that there is no fluff obstructing the flow of air. So pull this out, have a look inside and make sure it's nice and clean. You should definitely always clean this after every dry cycle. Otherwise, it's going to clog up with lint and then trigger that error 4 message. Another thing you want to do is you want to check where you've taken out that filter. You want to check inside there to make sure that there's no lint inside. So if you move in a bit closer, you can have a look in there. And if you have a look, you must make sure that there's nothing in there. Otherwise, you'll be obstructing the flow of air, because your air has to flow right from the back there all the way through down through where we took off our heat exchanger and out through the top here. If you've checked and everything looks good, we're gonna go ahead and open up the dryer to reset the sensor and get the machine working again. Another thing that you're gonna need is some silicone, because we're gonna be getting into the washing machine from the back, sorry, into the dryer from the back, and we're gonna need some silicone to seal it up properly, otherwise it'll start leaking. It's pretty simple. The tube will probably cost you about $5 or $10, wherever you get it from. Either brand doesn't matter, because there's not much heat that's going on there. You just need something that's waterproof, that will prevent the water from coming out of the washing machine. And hey, I do post a lot of these videos on how to fix your dryers, your washing machines. You never know what other problem will come up with your dryer in the future, and it'll be handy to have me in your inbox. So make sure you hit that subscribe button or hit that like button so that other people can find out this content and fix their machines as well. So safety first. Before we start doing any work, you want to make sure you've turned off the dryer and unplugged it. I mean, take off the plug from the wall. That way you're sure that no one's going to come and turn it on while you're working on it, or you yourself forget it and get electrocuted. At this stage, you'll need to turn the dryer around. At the back is where we're going to be doing our work. When you turn your dryer around to go at the back, there'll be this black cover, and there'll be a couple of screws around it which you'll need to take off. I mean, there's a lot. I'd say maybe about 15. So you'll probably need an electric screwdriver, but if you don't have one, you can use a manual one, and that will do the job as well. So just take your time and take them off, put them to the side, remembering where you've put everything so that you don't lose them, and that way you can put it all back together nicely. When you've taken out all the screws, it's pretty simple to take off the cover. All you need to do is pull it out, just like that, and it's out. That's the back of your dryer. So inside your dryer, there'll be, this is your heating element, that's your fan, and that just directs this air from the fan into the heater and into the drum. So there's this little red button on top of the dryer, of the heater. So you just press that in and you'll hear an audible click. That's like resetting a fuse or resetting a switch that it's tripped. When you press that and when you know it's gone in, that's it, done. You fixed your dryer. When you put it together and you turn it on, it's gonna be drying nice and proper with no errors. If you do this and the error, it works and then the error flow comes up again, then it means something's going on with your heating element. So this whole thing would need to come off. It's just this thing, and you just need to replace that. That's about $100, give or take, depending on where you buy from. But if you ever do need to buy it, you can just look up the model number of your dryer, which is usually on the back and starts with a DE something, says model. Pretty simple, pointed out there. When you're putting this back together though, you have to make sure that you put some silicone around the seal. So the seal is this black bit here. Get some silicone, and you don't need to put much on there, just a little bit. Just a little bit, enough to create a seal on it, and then you stick it on there and the dryer will be good to go. That's about it. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any issues, any problems, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below and I will get back to you. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.